Yo, good day everyone. I was a little bit delayed, but here I am again, ready for another creative stream. I will warn in advance that this will not be a super long stream today, because I still have to wake up tomorrow pretty early to go to the Comic-Con. But I did still want to stream today, even if it was just a little bit. So welcome. I should probably also tweet out that I'm actually live. Should not forget that. Comic-Con? Yeah! Tomorrow there's a Comic-Con in my country. I figured I'd go there. You know what a Comic-Con is? It pretty much has like different... It isn't just comics, there's also like some anime related stuff. So I'm gonna go check it out, maybe see if I can find some fun merch or maybe some interesting artists. Ask their business card, that sort of stuff. And try not to reveal my identity. Okay, I'm almost done with the tweet. Wait, where's my link? There is my link. Okay, I tweeted. Hey, what are you gonna cosplay as? The spy? Yo, that would be a funny one. It's just a suit with like a piece of paper with an image on it, right? That's the spy cosplay. Also, hi Danny, how you doing? Welcome again. So last time we actually stopped 3D modeling when we were still doing the powder. How do you call it? Like canisters for like the pepper and sugar. I think it was pepper, sugar, and salt, right? So I have that over here now. And I actually watched a tutorial for this to make all these tiny little holes in there, as you can see. So it actually has an opening at the top. Pretty cool, right? And then later we can decide if we want this metal or glass or plastic or whatever. But that means we have to do the other side now. Also, I'm wondering if I should change the starting point of this thing. Can I maybe do that? If I go into edit mode, I select everything. And then I say I move it upwards. Can I then go back to object mode and then move it down again? No, because then it's below. That's not what we want. want to grab this thing and then edit it. And once everything is selected, I'll be right back. I need to. It's triggering me. This needs to look nice. I think that's better. So now if we go to object mode, we can drop it down. Let's see, I haven't slept all night and almost got a heart attack thanks to our lovely neighbors. Oh no. Oh no, that's... Are you okay? Hopefully you didn't need to actually go to the hospital for your for your heart attack. I think that looks a little bit neater. It's not perfect, but it's workable, I think. Unless we really want to clean it up. Do we want to do that? I'm not sure about this one. I think what we also needed was the soya sauce container, right? So for that I think we can just duplicate this one. I should probably go to center. And then of course grab this one from the soy sauce dish and bring it to the salt and pepper. It's not really salt and pepper pot anymore, it's like multiple objects. We can bring it down to 180. But yeah, my day has been pretty calm, I think. Not much going on. I already filled up my tank for my car because it's still quite a far drive tomorrow. Maybe I'll take some pictures over there, depending if they allow me to take pictures. Without doxing myself, of course. I'm fine by now, but my heart was going crazy today morning when everything happened, and I feel exhausted, but I don't care, we live in. Wait, it is worrying though, right? You do have to go check it out, or like get it checked out, so you're at least certain what's causing it, right? If there's like unknown health problems, then that can be a big problem. I think we can delete this one. And then we rotate this one 90 degrees. And probably make it taller. I think it's like this. And then we pick the top one and increase the scale. Does this look like a Kikoman shaped bottle? Maybe less wide. I think it's something like this, right? Hope you have fun tomorrow. Thank you. The attacks on my city are causing it. Pretty sure it's a normal reaction of the body. I just don't want to go in detail here because it's not the most positive team to talk about. Oh, yeah. Well, even though we don't really... Well, we try not to focus on the negatives that are going on around the world. But yeah, let's try to focus on having a good time here. Even though you're in a tough position or like tough situation, hopefully you can still enjoy your time here. Solidify. I think we just want 1 millimeter, right? Maybe. Does this make sense? I'm not sure if this is the exact shape for the Kikoman bottle, but I think it's close enough, right? Good enough, good enough. And then what we can do is look at it from the top, drop in our Can we drop it in? No, maybe you have to like turn it off the width. Okay, we got it, we got the center like this. And then what we do is we add a circle, mesh, we add the circle, and then we say it's gonna be like 30 millimeters, something like that. And then we're gonna edit it, bring it up till the ridge, and then scale it down again so it's around the same shape. I'm happy anyways because I'm going to get another tattoo. Wait, you're going to get another tattoo? What kind of tattoo are you getting? I think it should be something like this. And then maybe minus 1 millimeter. Move it up. So it looks like that. And then maybe you have to bring this down again to make a first ridge, and then we do it again. What if we don't select these two? Oh, that's a little bit weird looking. It's going to be a little cute Baphomet. Wait, what's a Baphomet? Baphomet. Now I think we just have to select everything. And then do this again. think it should be like this. And then we have to do something with these two. Can I extrude a vertice and then in the x-axis? Would this work? I think I need this vertice as well. And then on the z-axis. Then I delete this one. And then we probably have to add a solidify. Or oh, maybe we can do it in a different way. We can grab this and this, and then move it forward like this. And we're gonna grab all of these, and then say we're gonna extrude again. Oh, that's not what we want. And now we extrude inward. Up till here. And then for the last bit, we just fill it up. I'm not sure how accurate this is to a soya bottle, but hey, it's something, right? And how do I select the rest? Maybe we can just delete the faces and then select this one, select linked, delete faces. Then we add a mirror, mirror on the wall. There you are. So now it's duplicated to the other side. Do we want to make it thicker? I'm not sure. Should I shade smooth? Probably not. What about this one? And now shade smooth. Edit. I think what we want is to make this one more strict, right? More defined. So the soya sauce bottles tend to be pretty cool in their design. Usually they have like an exit, or like when you pour it, when the soya is in here and you tilt it to one direction, then it's gonna pour out on this side, right? And then because it's pouring out in this side, it also creates a vacuum inside the bottle, so the air has to come through this side. So the air comes in through this side, fills up the bottle, and then the soya, the soy sauce that's inside the bottle then goes out the other side. And what you can also do is create a vacuum. So if you're pouring and you put your thumb on here, although it's not like the correct thing to do because, hey, you're touching it with your hand, right? But you can place your thumb here, or like any finger, and then it stops pouring, pretty much. And then the cap is of course made of plastic, or the bottle itself is made out of, what material is this usually? Glass. What does it look like if you... Oh, that doesn't look that bad either, actually. If you made it like a more unique shape instead of... Let's see. You do have to be careful with the shape, though, that it still makes sense. Oh, and of course on the inside, over here, you also have to grab this one and also make it strict. Let's see, is it too strict? Maybe we can add an extra cut here and over here. And I think we might have to select this now. Not this, this one, and this one. And let's see if we can actually offset this. Does this help? Nope. It's not inset. Oh, I think that's... But that's a bevel, though. Outset. No, that's not it. I thought that maybe it would be outset instead of inset, but no luck. So maybe we should go for the bevel then. See what it looks like if we... Oh, no, that's not good. I think we should leave it at this then. maybe if we do a loop cut. Turn off the snapping. Maybe like this. We're slowly getting somewhere. And then inside here we can just apply dark texture, so it looks like a hole, even though it's actually not. What if we made it 8? That could also still work. Can we scale this down then? Oh wait. Edit mode. Oh wait, I have an idea. Maybe not scale it down, just keep it at the original size. And then instead of doing the whole thing, we just select the bottom layer like this. Can we make that smaller? The problem at the moment is that the center of this shape isn't correct anymore. So before we had it over here, right? So wait, what if we put it on the 3D cursor and then scaled it? And then put the Z on 1. There we go, look at that. Now we can make it disappear. As if it's intended. Yippee! And I think we can very quickly add this into the tray. Oh, it's not snapping. Okay. Now you are. Still have to move you a little bit more outwards. Ta-da! As if it's made for it. Although, now that we think about it, weren't we originally saying that it had to be 2 bottles? If you need to make it 2 bottles, then it needs to be smaller bottles. Do you think the oil should be in the same in a container that looks the same? I mean, it would make sense, right? The same opening would make sense for the other one. Maybe you can change the shape a little bit, but I think on like the cap, the top should remain the same, right? And then we put it over here. We made it a little bit bigger. And then we can change the shape of this bottle. I wonder, can we just change the shape by making it a different shape? For example, making it a container like this. Oh, I have to, yeah, okay, remove the snapping. Or maybe keep this at 32. What if we make the oil a little bit higher? So it's like the Mario Brothers. One is like short and thick, and the other one is long and lanky. Okay, 10. Let's give it 10 millimeters. And then another 10 millimeters. It looks awesome. Hey, thank you. So we got our little tray now. We can have pepper, we can have sugar, we have salt. Oh, maybe in the future we can label it. If we use normal maps, we can type out the name like sugar or whatever and label it on the side. So you can actually read it off the label what it is. Because sugar and salt look kind of the same, right? Also, I see something clipping here. I don't like that. Alright, I think we're done with this one. Let's call it, instead of pot, we call it a set. And then we say that this is gonna be stuck to this as a parent. And this one is gonna be stuck to this one as a parent. And then this should all be stuck to this as a parent. So if I grab this, ta-da, the entire tray moves except for the restaurant menu, which we can also parent over here. So now if we grab this, we can easily move it around. We already made the coaster last time. Let's see, a shaker. So you know in those bars when they are pouring drinks and they have those shakers, right? I want to make one of those as well. It's not that hard, it's pretty much... it's like 2 cups on top of each other. So we're gonna steal this shape again. We're gonna put it over there. And then we're gonna move the shape over to shaker. And maybe we can change the shape to 6. I think that could be a cool shape. Then we should turn it to 180. So we know what we're working with. We're gonna change that by 90 degrees. And turn on our clipping again. Then turn this one off. Then we're gonna move this one inwards. Maybe I can even just delete it. I think that's a decent size. And then from here we're gonna extrude again. And then have to move this, select this, return this to small. I think it might be nice to have like a ring horizontally on there somewhere. We can do that by subdivide, and then subdivide by 2. And then we subdivide by 4, I think. Oh, okay, okay. So I grab this one and then no, if I do it like that, it still grows both sides. Wait, maybe if I do it like this, and then I grab... No, no. Let's grab this. Okay. And I think what I have to do is then move this one down. And then this one up. I think that could be like a nice ring. So for example, we could have like this part, we could have that like chromed up or like silver-ish, like very shiny. And then we can have like a black band here, and then more silver up here, and then more black on top of there. At least that's how what I'm thinking about. I think we should subdivide. And then I have to grab this one and make this way smaller so it doesn't end up looking weird. And then we extrude to the inside, so that's y-axis, I think. And then rotate it 180 degrees. then you're going to select them both and say we want an in-between by subdividing it. That makes a sturdy ridge. And then gonna extrude in the Z-axis. And you're gonna bring you all the way down here. This. And then over here we extrude again towards the center. And what direction do I have to rotate this though? 90 degrees? Okay, that's one part of the bottle then. And I think what we can do is flip that over to the other side. So if we Shift D, and then can we mirror that? Oh, maybe in edit mode. Select all this. And then our center should be the 3D cursor. And then we rotate. No, that wouldn't look that nice, I think. What if I do it like this? Wait, it's off center. That's not that good. Minus 180 degrees. So why is this misaligning? Can I transform align objects? There we go. And then we move this one upwards. And usually the top part is a little bit smaller than the bottom side, right? And then we go back into individual origin. And then we delete this one, I think. This one. Bring it in. feel this might be a little bit too rounded at the moment. Can we delete it? Oh yeah, that looks already a bit better. And then, of course, we also have to change this part. Excuse me. Let's imagine it works like this. Should I also add it to the other side? So it's like a double lid. Like a... And now if you move you down, ta-da! I think the top can still be a little bit more sharp. What if we make it a 4-corner thing? How would that look? Honestly, not even that bad. It doesn't even look that bad. But I think I prefer the rounder shape. Also, I have to respond to someone. One moment. Oh, I got a compliment yesterday, by the way, from another artist. called Nero. Yeah, so what I was trying to say, yesterday I got a compliment from another artist. He does illustrations called Nero. And he said that he saw my assets or like the things that I'm working on. And he actually told me like, oh, have you actually considered like trying to sell that as a pack? Like you put it on VGen or whatever, and then people can just buy packs of you. Like, oh, they want dinnerware or they want cutlery, or it's like a themed set thing, right? And I was thinking like, oh, that's actually a brilliant idea. That could be cool. But I have to decide which assets I want to share, which ones I want to keep unique to myself. But it sounds cool though. That could be really cool. Yeah, especially since it's like these kind of elements, like plates and bowls and knives and forks. Uh, they're very, how do you say that? Universally used, right? You could use them even in like a modern setting or like an older setting, and decide the material depending on like which style you want to go for. Like you could make the plates out of wood, you could make them out of stone, ceramics. I don't know. You could make them out of glass. Whatever you want. So this is gonna be our shaker. So you pour something in, put the cap on, and then start shaking, and that's how you mix the drink. At the moment, it's looking kind of silly. I guess at the moment it doesn't really have a, how do you call it? It doesn't have a texture yet as well, so that's why it's tough to see this kind of, to see the detail in it. Wait, what if I did this? And then added another subdivide here. Wait, what's going on? If I want to move you up and down, not everything's moving. Wait, what's going on there? 180 degrees. Show me what's going on there. Maybe this makes the shape a little bit more interesting. 360. Yeah, it's better than just being flat, right? And I'm still not sure if how round I want this thing. Maybe the 32 thing is still better. Let's see, what else can we make? Add object. A mesh. We can make Should we make a grid? We make it 30. Let's do it like this, and we make it a grid of 10 by 10, and then we open it up. And then what you can do is add that's a decent shape for a platter, right? Can I easily extrude this? How much should we extrude this? So a platter would be maybe 2 centimeters, 20 millimeters. And then of course we have to add a loop cut over here. Oh. Like this. Can I divide, like, can I render this as smooth? I think we can. That wasn't hard at all. But we're still missing things. For example, over here. Can we inset face? No. Can we bevel? No. How did we do it again? If you want to make this into a grid. Subdivide. And then no. I think what I have to do is just delete the faces. And now, can I make this just a circle? I guess I can. And I think the next thing we could do is edit and then loop cut exactly through the middle, right? And then just say like, oh, we want to delete. Yeah, we want to delete the bottom. Select length, delete faces, and then we're gonna add a mirror before this, And we're gonna say it's gonna be Z. So why doesn't it give that much distance? You probably have to move it closer to... Uh-huh. Now, the question is also, can we just move this down? Can we offset this? Or outset this? No. Can we extrude it? It's still doing that weird thing here. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh no, look at this shape. There's something definitely going wrong here. Maybe it depends on how smooth it is. Or maybe we just add a bevel. Yeah, I think that's it. If you add a bevel. Is that a thing that would work here as well? Can I get into smaller segments? And then I think over here, should she bevel? Does that count as beveling or? I guess we could say it's beveling. That's not what we want. We want it to... closest. Darn it! It doesn't want to take. Too bad. I thought I could just move this down and it would be fixed. No, maybe I can still do this. In the X is 1, in the Z is 1, and then only in this direction. No, it's still the X. You know, we could actually further divide it into like just a quarter of the plate. If you think about it. Do I like this shape though is the question. I think we might not even have to make an indent here, perhaps. Imagine if you just do away with it. Uh-huh. And then we just say we want to grab this stuff. Sign. Let's add something. We can just say it's a slightly darker color. I think something like this might be nice. That counts as a plate, right? Or like a cutting board. Although, maybe it has to be a little bit... Should you make it bigger? What we could maybe also do is make this part longer. Oh, but that would probably deform it. If I think about it. Yeah, let's not do that. I think the shape itself is fine. It's not too big, but you can serve some cheese on that. I guess we should call it a new collection. And then call it a cheese plate. Ice holder. Ooh, I have zero idea for an ice holder though. It's an ice holder is pretty much a bucket, right? Oh, they have it in two shapes. Like one of them is a bucket where you pretty much put your drinks in. So your drinks are, your drinks remain cool. But there's also the other type of ice holder where you get like the clam. So you can like take out a piece of ice and then add it to whatever drink you might have. And there's even there's stuff even smaller than that as well. Some of them are glass, some of them are metal. I don't think I like the bucket version. Oh. Hey Aiko, how you doing? Yeah, take a look what we made. Ta-da! We got our sugar, sugar, pepper, and salt. And then we got the oil and the... Let's see, we got the oil and the soy sauce container on the other side. And then the menu card, of course, in the center. Bony Bone Man, long time no see, how you doing? Yeah, we're doing 3D modeling again. We're trying to make an asset library, so I'm making the assets for it right now. So as you can see, let's start at the start. We made some knives, we made some forks, some spoons, we got some plates, we got some bowls, we got a mug, and then a cup, a coaster. You're marking them as assets? Planning to. At the moment, I'm just working on all the assets and just naming them over here. And then once I'm ready to actually turn them into assets, I can just right click and then, where was it again? Mark as asset. And then I can, where is it? And then I can actually add it over here, but I also already did like the first 7 drinks. I marked them as assets. That was, I think, 3 streams ago when I figured out like, oh, I can actually mark things as assets and then they appear in my asset library on the left side. It's a little bit empty at the moment, but like this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm planning to mark them as assets so that I can easily use them in future scenes. Because so far, we have been making everything on the fly, but it would be nice if you just have really nice looking assets just pre-prepped, right? So you can just drag them in, throw them in whenever you want. I love the asset library, it's really useful, fairly new as well. Yeah, so I actually, yeah, that's why like 3 streams ago, when I was trying it out, I was like watching a YouTube tutorial while trying to do it, and then it was like, oh wait, this is fairly simple, and it's way better than manually having to append stuff from like 10 different folders or files, and you actually get a preview of the thing that you're importing as well. Oh, and the asset library thing, the nice thing about it is that you can also save curves. So all these things that I made, for example, this one, you can save them with the modifiers. So this is still a curve, and I can just save them like that. At least last time I did it, it worked, so it should work for these ones as well. And then even if you import them into your new file, you can still customize them or like change their shape. And I'm trying to do the same for the materials, but that's gonna be something I'm gonna do way later. For now, it's just the shape. But it would be nice to have like an asset library where you can also have like the materials for like wood, glass, stone, etc. And you can just instantly drop it in. But what have you been up to? It's been a while that I saw you. You also working on 3D stuff? So this is our cheese plate. We can drop some cheese on here and then serve it. I've been busy learning sculpting. Oh yeah, sculpting is big as well. Although sculpting is more used for organic shapes, right? Or like character design. Also working on workflow stuff. Ooh. Wait, what? Could you give an example what you mean with workflow stuff? For those less fortunate or like less knowledgeable. Let's see. But yeah, we also have a sugar container, we have a shaker, and we have a cheese plate, pretty much. I'm trying to learn how to make assets for games. Ooh. So learning texturing, rigging, and stuff. Question on that. So if you're making assets for games, can you still make use of PBR? Or do you have to actually use textures for that? And how and when to do it? I've done a little bit of rigging myself, but only like 1 or 2 bones, just to test it out. But I know I have to pay a lot more attention to it in the future if I want to animate more stuff. Oh, modern game engines. Oh, sorry. I'm a little bit tired today. Modern games engines use PBR, so learning Adobe Substance Painter has been great fun. Yo, I should actually learn in-engine painting as well, but I think Adobe is still the licensed stuff, right? Is there like a free alternative to that? Like, does Blender have something like that? A decent painter? You have Mixer if you want free Adobe? Guess I'll have to check that out. It's slow, but it works. At the moment, my biggest limitation is money, right? So I'm lacking the funds to just buy a program and just do fuck all with it. So I actually have to be careful on how I spend my money at the moment. Especially after my car repair bill. Like, geez, last month was rough. I had a car repair bill of 2,700. It was, they were saying there was something wrong with the brakes. Rather than sub? But I did have to. Maybe I didn't warn correctly at the tweet, but yeah, I will say it will not be a very long stream today because I'm actually going to Comic-Con tomorrow. Hey John, how you doing? What's up? Just 3D modeling again, just like Wednesday and Monday. Felt like being productive because tomorrow I'm going to Comic-Con and have some fun. See what they have for in store. I saw some cosplay stuff. I think the Comic-Con also is more aimed toward Western stuff. So there's also like Star Wars related things or Star Trek. So your modeling has massively improved since I was here. Thank you, man. That really means a lot. I honestly had the feeling I was slacking off these like last 2 months. So I haven't been streaming a lot of 3D modeling in that period. But this is something that I learned over time to make more use of curves instead of just using meshes. So that's the cool thing about this thing. Let me show you what I exactly mean with that. So imagine you have this plate, right? Oh, this is just a round plate, right? Just your average plate. But now imagine you want a square plate, like a rectangular shape. What you can just do is press 4 here, bam. Now you have a rectangular shape. Zero issue. You don't have to remodel anything, make new shapes or forms. Nope, you just change the number to I want to have 4 corners. Or you can make a hexagon if you say I want 6 corners. I forgot about that workflow. Yeah, curves are amazing, aren't they? And it's like non-destructive, so you can keep doing it. You tend to use Subdivide for everything. Ah. Yeah, so I just I just use this one, and then I can make it an octagon as well. Also, John, what are you up to these days? Are you doing Final Fantasy again? But I think 32 is a nice standard shape for round things. Like we can like get it all the way to 64 if you want to upgrade it. Still learning how to use GeoNodes though. Man, I should return to GeoNodes. Like I did a very small thing with GeoNodes, mostly for random placement on a surface. But yeah. It changed again, which is a pain. Oh, true. By the way, have you seen the... I think it was also in Geometry Nodes. They have a different, like, scatter... Wait, I should probably explain this from the start. So imagine you have a fluid, and in that fluid you want bubbles. So in the old Blender 3.0 version... you can only have bubbles on the surface of the shape, and then in Blender 3.6 they added a way to add bubbles inside the entire volume of the shape. Don't they have a physics node now? I haven't tried physics yet, to be honest. Like, physics are kind of rough on the system, right? So you usually, when doing physics simulations, I can't easily stream that because it's like a big strain on my system. It's also why I'm using a PNG at the moment instead of like my 3D model. It's just to save some memory so it's easier to work on stuff. Also, I should not forget to save my file. There we go. Now our progress is actually saved. I think the only simulation of physics I have at the moment on my channel is the box that fell down from the sky. It's the loot box animation. Talking about loot box animation, I should make more of those, because I have some artwork that I got from 2 different artists, and I want to make like an animation for them as well. Like, either it's gonna be like a card unwrapping, like a booster pack unwrapping, and then you see like my character art coming out, or maybe it's also a loot box. It's the same loot box but then different color. Honestly, there's a lot I want to 3D model, but I rarely have the time for it. Or the energy. Like, even today, I still did my day job, and then when I came home, I did feel a little bit tired. I still had to get some gas for my car. And then I was like 2 minutes late for my stream. And then I also had to warn that I can only stream for a short time today instead of like a longer stream. Let's see, still the same with Final Fantasy 14. Took a really long day since I helped Jinn and Laser complete Endwalker. Hey, so they're finished now? So what are they gonna do now? Are they gonna do like crafting or preparing for more advanced raiding stuff? Physics sims are fun. I like throwing cubes around for fun. Oh, yes. That's what I actually did for my physics simulation. So when I was doing the box animation, what I did is I just made a rectangular box in a similar shape to the high quality one. And then I just applied the physics simulation on that one. And then I think I baked that animation. And then I put a tracker on it so that the high quality box, or like the sci-fi cyberpunk looking box, actually tracks the normal box that actually was baked. And then I turned the baked box invisible. That's how I did it. Because you don't want to have a super complex form when you're doing like physics simulations, right? Because the more polygons or shapes there is, the more chance you have of things going wrong or your system getting slow. So that's how I like cheated it a little bit. Just use a simple shape and then applied whatever happened to that simple shape to the more complex shape. Took me a while to get my head around the graph editor for animation. Oh yeah, graph animation, or like graph editor for example, After Effects, where you speed up or bump or smooth out, kind of that sort of stuff. You have it here as well. Don't overwork yourself. Yeah, I'm trying, but I just wanted to get a good start in on this project. I think it would be nice. But maybe this is a good idea, like to sometimes have like these kind of weeks or like sessions where you do multiple creative streams in a row just to get a project finished. Because I noticed that prior, or like in the past, I did creative streams like once a week, right? But then the time was so spread out that I lost motivation or my inspiration to start a project. I'm curious, would subdivision mess up the plates? Wait, in what way would you say mess up the plates? Like, I can show you 180 degrees, what it looks like if you cut it in half, like this. And then if you go into edit mode, you can see that it has all these things, right? So are you talking about this subdivide? Or are you talking about the modifier? The subdivision surface? Oh, yeah. We can give it a try. Let's save just in case. You never know what sometimes is gonna happen to your system or to your file if you just add stuff. Subdivision surface. Well, most of the shape stays the same. Although I do notice that there is something weird going on the bottom side of this plate. So we're gonna fix that immediately. So what happened here? There we go. But it doesn't seem that the subdivision is doing much. Ah, yeah, you can see it smooths it out at the edge here, but you still keep your profile. If I zoom in here, you should be able to see it if I turn it on or off. Here you can see there's a slight change on this edge, but it's very, very little. By the way, you can quickly add... Wait, you can quickly add a subdiv by using control plus whatever number you want. Oh! Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with the shortcuts, because I also have control plus numbers you're normally used with like my Vtuber software. So if I press that like control 1, 2, 3, 4, it might actually do stuff on my model as well. Even though we're not using the model today, but it's just for some programs I'd rather do something the old-fashioned way of navigating the menu before I just start adding sunglasses to my model and clown mask, or like, what is it, clown hair and stuff. And we can just turn this into 360 degrees again. Ta-da! I missed the old modifier menu. Really? I really like this one. I've been enjoying this a lot. Also, another thing that might be useful is, you know, the Christmas decoration lights that I made, right? For the Christmas tree, or the chains that I made. I can actually save that as an asset as well, so I can easily reuse that for scenes in the future. Like wiring, clotheslines, that sort of stuff. If you already just mark them well as an asset, you can easily drag them into a scene. Just drag them in. Yep. So that's why I figured, like, might as well get into it, right? You can even use it for poses. Oh, yeah. So I can show you, let's see. So this shape, right, this spoon, how I did this is I actually made just a flat spoon like this. Like, I did add the shape over here, but most of the spoon is just flat. And then I add a curve over here that it had to follow that curve, and then turn it on, and then bam! Now suddenly it looks like very like intricate. And I did that for the forks as well. And you can see what the original shape is over here. Where are you? Oh. Well, you should have followed. Why don't you? It should be over here, like through the center here, but for some reason it's still on the world. What is it? Like starting point, world origin. I need to start using curves more. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Like this kind of work makes it so much easier. Like you just work in 2 dimensions, and then with the curve you can suddenly add like the 3rd intricate dimension. Like if we go over here into edit mode and I say like, oh, I want this to be all the way over here, you can actually see the the spoon following. Like if we want to play with spoon stuff, we can just do it. And of course we can do that with the forks as well. It's definitely looking into, or worth looking into. With key shapes we can animate that. Yes, we could. We could do Beauty and the Beast walking kitchen utensils. Or like snap what is it? Like snap a fork in 2 using just their thumb. It's also this one. This is also all curve. So what I did over here, if you divide that to 180, you can see this is still just a curve. But then I added a solidify to that, so it actually has thickness. And then this one, if you look at it, it's also a curve. Is it 2 curves? Yes. It's 2 curves. But the funny thing over here is, so usually when you look at these things, is, where is it? Over here. You can only do it in one direction, right? Like you can extrude normally and then add depth to it. Let's see if I can. No, that's everything. It was 1.5. Where was it? Yeah, this one. So this one is normally the only thing you can change, right? And sometimes it's not in the direct way. So what you can do is you can tilt. You can tilt like this. Look at that. We can make how do you call these things? Like the spaghetti things, the curly bits. But yeah, normally the curve starts like this, and you can just add turns to that. And that's so cool. Like it's all non-destructive, so you can still like mess around with it. And then you also have this one, which can make like certain areas like thicker or thinner. But yeah, it's also very useful for cables, wiring. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe also using it for air conditioning stuff. So what I was thinking is, where is it? Imagine we add. Oh, we have to exit this boat. We add the mesh for a cylinder. And then we say the cylinder is gonna be 10 centimeters big. and it's gonna be rotated. Might as well do it upwards. I have a plugin that places cables everywhere. Oh. So imagine we're gonna say 40, like this. And then do this. And then we add, let's see. I just want to give an example of what it could do. Oh, not this. And then we can probably add. Is it like a subdivision? Wait, can we just shade smooth? No, we need more. It's not perfect, but just imagine this is a pipe, right? So now if I now add, what was it, array? Array, and then we add it into the z-axis. 1. And then we do it a few times like this. So now you have like different sewage pipes, right? Or like just a profile. And then we should be able to add the curve now. And then add curve. Path. And I think what we should be able to do is make this follow this one. So what happens if we start shaping this? Oh, wait. Okay. We have to actually align it first. Back to object mode. We have to do this. Move this one. Then edit. Select all. No, I said select all and rotate it 90 degrees. Do you want to do that? No. We can also do it outside, right? If I just do this 90 degrees. Where's the bottom of this thing? Maybe like this. Although maybe inside the pipe we do need to add a little bit more loop cuts. For example, we have 7 loop cuts now, object. So now if we make it follow the curve, it should follow it now. Like, it's not perfect, but here, look at this. But I think it's because let's see. If we say select, transform, snap, cursor to selected, and then object, and then we say set origin to 3D cursor. What is it gonna do with this one? Maybe it should be rotated like 180 degrees. Oh. Minus 180. Oh, maybe we have to do minus. Is it like that? And then if we now edit this, and then we say, for example, subdivide, and then subdivide again, and then, for example, we move this one like this. See, you can have like very weird piping suddenly. Like you're very organically shaped piping, just in whatever shape or form you want. And if you think like, oh, I don't have enough pipes, or like it's not long enough, you can just go here and add some more to it. It's pretty cool, right? Now if I can only grab that NURBS pad again that's on the inside of this thing. That's the only problem. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, you can also make stuff align back again. It depends on how weird you want to make stuff, right? I guess this is like a little bit more of a proper shape. Oh wait, maybe I should move this one over here, and then yeah, you can make like 90-degree angles with this. It takes some effort to get used to it, but it is possible. And then we do this again. And then oh, maybe we have to subdivide. And then we have to subdivide this. maybe. Oh yeah, you definitely have to give it enough space to actually be able to make that turn. That's also a thing. Like the bigger the object is, the harder it gets to do this kind of stuff. Oh. Oh. Also, I'm just messing around at at the moment, but it's still good practice to do this kind of stuff, right? And then we subdivide over here. Yeah, as you can see, we just made like multiple L corners like this. Go to object settings for the NURBS, scroll down to the bottom till you see viewport display and tick in front. I use it for animation. Oh yeah, true. I have it set on for my own Vtuber model because it's also in Blender. But I keep forgetting where it is. Scroll down to the bottom till you see viewport. Object settings. Object settings. Viewport display. Is it over here? Oh, here in front. Oh yeah. So now you can perfectly see where the center of that thing is. Guess we would still miss one over here. Like you want to have these corners on the right bits, right? You don't want to have this kind of ridge exactly inside the corner like this. But yeah, this allows you to make like corner pieces, straight pieces by just having one shape pretty much, by just using the curves. You can even show object names if you want it. I use object names for asset libraries I've made. I don't think I have done that yet. Show name. Wait, where? Oh, okay, it shows the name at the bottom there. So you can easily see like, oh, this is the center of the piping, or this means this, or this means that. Ah, useful. Hey, that's certainly something I'm gonna use in the future. Like I just made this on a whim. Of course, you can make your pipes look nicer, right? Than this. And you can do this for like piping. You can do this for electrical wiring. You can even use this for air conditioning, like shafts. The only thing that you need is like the shape. It shows at the origin. But yeah, that's something that I learned while making the chest, like the loot chest. That you could make a lot of stuff look interesting just by using the curve. Like just make a shape, turn it into an array, and just draw out the shape that you want, and then make it follow that shape. And then suddenly you can have like a very complex network of pipes. Because what we made over here, we can pretty much like duplicate on the y-axis. Like we can have these pipes next to each other, and then we can suddenly say like, oh, for this one we want to change part of the piping and just put it over here. Oh, that's probably not as nice looking at it. But it also allows you to create depth or like complex details very fast. Then we can also move this on the x-axis. And suddenly it starts to look way nicer already. Like imagine you have like an entire like underground tunnel with these kind of pipes on laying in the corner or on the ceiling or on the edges. My most recent Blender stuff was working how to get great lighting. Yo, great lighting and camera lens settings are also a big hurdle. There was also a thing you could do to randomize a grid shape, so it like deletes a random seed of things in there. It's like a lava lamp texture that you'd make, and then you shine light through it so that the thing behind it actually gets like an uneven light. It's like imitating God rays, I guess. And you do that off screen, of course, so hey, you don't know where it's coming from, but that gives the illusion of like clouds passing by or whatever, or like more dynamic lighting. I haven't tried it myself yet for a project, but it's something I do want to do eventually. But yeah, this is just an example of what you can do with curves. But this is going to be a whole different project. If I want to do installations, I'm probably going to make that a separate file where I'm going to put all my like wall sockets, faucets, pipes, sewage, etc. Like all those kind of objects you need inside a house or to decorate an industrial scene. Like even the IPE profile things would be nice. Also, the new real-time compositing is great. Ooh, really? I have not really used compositing that much. I noticed that it tends to be very slow. Like I'm still pretty old school in that I render out like PNGs, and then in After Effects I turn it back into an animation and add like the additional effects to it. Like hue changes, contrast stuff, extra effects. What was the other one called again? Extra mask, that sort of stuff. You can have compositing in your viewport now. Oh, that's something I also have to do. Make way more materials. Oh. Not all nodes supported yet. So you have to be careful. Does it like crash your computer if you do it wrong, or? There's a new node that adds painterly effects. Oh. Like a brush effect, like as if it's hand painted. That'd be nice. Also, something I want that would be nice, I think it's already in Blender, I just don't know how to do it yet, is weathering effects. So imagine you have this plate, right? So on this plate, in this area here, it would just be the normal texture. But then on the outer edge here, or maybe on this edge here. It would be nice if you could have like scratch marks or wait, no, there's a better example for this. Imagine you have yeah, example this one. Imagine this one was made out of metal, and then on the top here you'd see the metal, and over here you still see the paint. Like here's the paint, and here would be the metal effects. I know you can do it in Blender. I have seen other people do it, and it actually comes with a 3D effect as well. So the paint effect sticks out more, while these parts with the metal are more indented, or like on a, I guess, lower normal. So it really creates like a weather 3D effect, where the outside is still paint, and on the edges there could be like visible scratch marks or like metallic areas. Or you can, instead of making it just metallic, you could also have rust effects. So it's like randomly rusting at certain areas. You can do it with a noise mod and using normal data. Yeah, but I have not really paid a lot of attention to that yet. There's still so much I have to learn with Blender. I feel like I haven't really done much today, but hey, at least we still got like 2 bottles, we got the shaker, and we got a plate, which isn't bad for a short stream, right? Let's see, what else do we have in the list that we have to make? We still have to make an ice holder. I might do that in the weekend. Let's see, hello, I'm back with food. What did I miss? We were just talking about like different ways to do things in Blender. I actually built an entire, how do you call it, like sewage pipe curve just to display how I could do that. I already deleted it again because it's not part of this set, right? But it's something I want to do in the future for like air conditioning shafts or sewage pipes or air vents, that sort of stuff. So you can easily make like detailed scenes with like cables and piping and whatever laying around. I haven't used paint layers in years. But yeah, there's still a lot left to learn here. And there's only so much time. If only I could give up my daytime job so I can just figure this out all day. But yeah, I just noticed it's already like 2 hours and 11 minutes. 3D modeling is fun, but not for everyone. Yeah, understandable. Sometimes you also just feel tired of it, right? Like you have been like messing around with a model for so long, and then you just want to do something different. Something I also, yeah, something I'm also doing lately is taking pictures in games. So if I see an interesting shape in a game, I just take a picture of it, like screenshot it, and just save it in a separate folder. And the last game I did that with is Honkai Star Rail. And it's the Herta space station, but it's like the forbidden area. So you have like a lot of dangerous containers or like plant growers, quarantine things. There's some like loose wiring, dark hallways, like that sort of stuff. And I think it could be nice inspiration to make your own assets that you can think like, oh, what am I missing, or what could look cool in a certain setting, or what assets could I make in the future. The only word for it that comes to me to describe it is tedious. Yeah, it takes a long while, but there's also a big benefit to 3D modeling is that you can reuse your assets. Like, imagine doing traditional art. You have to draw everything, right? And then it became easier by just 3D, like doing it virtually on the computer. Like Illustrator, Photoshop, you can have different filters or whatever. But whenever you want to change your perspective or like want to see the object from a different perspective or camera angle, then suddenly you have to start redrawing it and put in a lot of effort. While in 3D, you can just whoop, whoop. You just move around like this, however you want. And you can use it. Like, imagine if I'm gonna use a lot of interior shots for restaurants or houses, then how often can I use this bowl or this one? And I can apply different materials to this bowl. So yeah, even though it's more tedious, the end result is also way better, because suddenly you can decorate an entire scene in like what, 5 minutes tops, if you have like enough assets to instantly drop down into a scene without having to manually make it. I've reused the cup I made 3 years ago in so many scenes, it's mad. Yeah, that exactly. So that's why I really wanted to start doing this as well, so I can start speeding up my process for making interiors. Something I've also been thinking about is making a keyboard for later on, right? Not in this file, because this is the theme of this set is like cutlery and dinnerware. But later on, I do want to make computer related stuff. So like, oh, a monitor and a mouse and a keyboard and a computer case, that sort of stuff. And then, because you know that there's like a lot of variation for keyboard caps, right? You can pretty much make one button. Keyboards are so hard. Yeah, but you only have to make one button, if you think about it. Like, make one button, a small button, and then modify that one shape to be wider at different lengths. Because if you look at your keyboard, then you can see that the one button or the Q button are essentially the same profile as your spacebar, but the spacebar is just that much longer, right? So if you take that into consideration, you can just make one shape and then use it multiple types. The only problem though is the texturing, I think. So you might have to prepare like a texture, or yeah, a texture with all the names, like all the buttons. Much of it could be made with curves. True. And what you can then also do is like group the different buttons in certain ways, or save them in groups, and then add different colors to it. That way you can like have a different color keyboard very fast. Like, you can have the typical all black, or you can have like the spacebar is white, and the QWERT is white, but then the tab, caps, shift, and control buttons are like a different color. Like customized keyboards. I did try to make a keyboard that has all rigged keys. What? Rigged keys? Gee. It's like in limbo. Oh. I think if you want to do that, you just want to make one button perfectly, like, do it the perfect way, and then already add a bone or like constraints to it, and then multiply it, or like duplicate it. So you can just duplicate your work. If you first make the caps and then start animating it, it's gonna take a while. Let me guess, you did it the slow way, or did you first make the keyboard and then manually started adding like the constraints and the bones to it? I want to make a Python script that actually copies your key inputs. Oh shit, that would be so cool. Ooh. Yo, I think some VTubers might actually enjoy that. where you could have a keyboard. And imagine you also have like a 3D model of your hands or gloves, and then whenever you press a button, then it actually calculates like, oh, it's probably gonna be this finger over here or this finger over there. I think some people might pay big money for that. IKEA. Wait, does IKEA stand for like inverse kinetics? Or was it something else? I keep forgetting. I think it... I think it's inverse kinetics, right? It's like where you position your feet manually, and then it calculates what way your knee should bend so your feet come out okay. Okay, it might sound stupid how I'm explaining it, but I think it works like that. Inverse kinetics. You are correct. That's also something that's also something I have to learn. For example, if you want to make a robot dog, or maybe you want to make like a spider robot or whatever, then suddenly you have to do a lot more with like the inverse kinetics, right? In different angles or different dimensions as well. For example, how a spider walks, right? Like it always has like multiple limbs on the floor. I think it's like 3 or 4 on the floor, and the other ones are walking. Or the auto calculation for if you want to turn around 360 degrees while you're a spider. It would be nice if you have like the calculations for that, so you don't have to manually do that. But yeah, what I said before, stream will be short today. I'm thinking of stopping already because I still need to do something in the evening just to prepare for tomorrow. Let's see, maybe one day I'll actually add hand sew? What's hand sew? Like hand stop? So the script will automatically move the hand where it's needed. That would be so cool. I'd love to see that. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna end stream. We are already, what is it? 20 minutes over time. I'll be back again next week. It really depends on some things I have to take care of in real life, if I can stream on Monday or not. If not, I'll definitely be back on Wednesday and Friday. I also have to double check if I can do a stream on Saturday. I need to brush off my Python. I didn't even get started on Python. You're already ahead of me there. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, no problem. I had fun. And it's nice to have people sit in and talk and give their opinion on what you're doing, or even like share ideas. Have a good rest. Thank you. You also have a good rest. Hope to see you again next week. But for today, I am off. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye-bye.